Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King and I Life podcast. It's your boy, Soul Touch of the Poet, and my man's in here.
Son Soul Legs.
Yo. Let's have a conversation, baby. Let's talk about paying it forward. Paying it forward is a thing that has come about. When the first time I heard about paying it forward? Probably like 10 years ago or something like that. It was a big thing in the news because it was like, such and such came through the drive-through and paid for the person behind them and blah blah blah, and that became a big thing and everybody was doing it. It was big in the news and stuff like that. So how to talk about that. What are your thoughts about that?
I love it, man. I love it. Um, it actually happened to me and my wife here recently. Um, I want to say within the last like 3 months or so, somewhere around there. But anyway,
That's the first time it happened?
that was the most recent time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the most recent.
But we were going through a coffee shop drive-through, and a person they paid for it hours, and we were so shocked. We're like, "Whoa, okay, that's out of the blue." So of course we passed it on. We paid for the person behind us. So it was cool. It was cool. We left, with a big smile on our face because we got something for free, and then we paid for someone else to have something for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happened to me a couple of times. The most significant, I will say, um, we went to Virginia for National Guard and we were on our way back. And this elderly lady, we was in the gas station getting snacks and stuff, but this elderly lady was standing in the thing. She had paid for her stuff. And she just started paying for our stuff. I don't know how many people she paid for, but she stood in that line. And I counted at least 20 or 30 people that she paid for.
Jeez.
And I know my stuff was like $12, $13, something like that.
Uh,
But this lady literally paid, was like, I got that. And I was like, that is so amazing.
yeah.
Um, yeah. A lot of the times that I've had that happen to me, um, I was usually in a store in uniform and somebody has paid for my stuff. Um, and it was unexpected because I didn't ask for it. And it was like, hey, I got that. It's happened to me a few other times outside of that. I actually paid for someone's stuff a couple times this year. Me and my homeboy, we went out. We typically we go out to eat like either every Tuesday or whatever day he's off. And we went to a restaurant one time and we were sitting there chilling, and I randomly paid for this lady's stuff and she didn't know, and she went to pay for her stuff and the bartender was like, "No, I was telling you that he paid for it." And she was like, "Well, damn, if I'd have known that, I got some more stuff." We just laughed. um Another time I paid it forward. I had went to the gas station to get some ice because I was cooking out or something. And this lady she had let me go in front of her. And I was like, all right, cool. So I rang her stuff up with mine. So I mean, yeah, it's a cool thing.
Definitely. So let me ask you this: what's the biggest tip you ever left a at a restaurant or something like that?
I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that. I don't know if I could answer that dollar amount just off the rip or dollar amount in relation to what I bought. Um, I'll just say the biggest tip I left was like $20, maybe something like that.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. I think the biggest tip I left was $30, and it wasn't based off the bill. The bill was only like shoot maybe $20 if that. I was just paying for myself. Um, I think we were in Panama City, me and a friend of mine. But anyway, the service was great, so I was in a giving mood. I gave him a $30.
Okay. I mean, it's funny when we talk about tips as far as that's concerned. Um, Usually, if you're in a bar, tipping well,
Mm-hmm.
paying it forward in that way, tipping well,
Yeah.
it usually gets you better drinks. They probably make your drinks a little stronger because they're like, oh shoot, this joker tipping. All right, let me sauce them up a little bit. Um, but yeah. Um, so when you look at this paying it forward phenomenon, yeah, it's a dope thing. Um, and I think it's good when people don't have uh other intentions with it.
Right.
Um, because people have used this to, you know, get a date with somebody or whatever the case may be. But you know, if you do it out of the kindness of your heart or whatever, it's definitely. I mean, it's well received either way. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think people who are kind hearted kind of just go with it and be like, hey, I'm gonna look out for this person because I know they work hard, or you know, whatever. Or if you're in line and you pay attention to the person behind you, it might brighten their day. They might be having a bad morning, and paying it forward like that just might brighten their whole goddamn day.
Yeah. Yeah. I have been in situations before though, um, where I've been in restaurants and either the waiter or the cook, their energy, just the energy that they give off, meaning they're in such a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually taste the love they put in your food. So
Right,
when
right.
I encounter people like that, I try to make sure I tip them well. Um, One guy, I remember I was at a Waffle House, and the dude was a young cat, man, but his energy was just so live. I had to give him a $20 tip, and my food was only maybe like
Mm.
$8.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that definitely brighten somebody's day. Um, so you never been on a cruise before, right?
yeah,
You have?
yep.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, yeah, because my first one, we did take the gratuities out, prepaid gratuities,
Mm.
but the service was so phenomenal from those individuals that worked on the ship that we tipped them as we went to.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean that way of paying it forward. I mean, if it's well deserved, it's well deserved.
yeah, man. That's one thing, I try to make sure I pay attention to because you never know what that person who's serving you is going through. Um, Again, the people who give you that positive energy, I definitely tip them well. But when it's someone, you can see that they're trying their best, even though it might not be the best service, as long as you put forth that energy, then I
Right.
still definitely tip well. But there have been some
Mm-hmm.
servers, they be messing up your order and just like no F's given. I'm like, well, I gotta match that energy too,
Yeah.
bro.
Or it be the ones who like. you in a spot and it's not that busy, and it's like I ain't seen this joke in like 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
where they at? Like, yo, and it's like you need some water, you need a straw, you need a fork, you need something. It's like I gotta ask another waiter that's not even that don't even have my table,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, uh, yeah,
Yeah, it's whole world out there.
yeah, it is.
So
Hmm.
our first few talking points, we just gone through and through, just through
Yeah, we
conversation.
did.
So would you begin the line or be a trailblazer?
Um, Probably a little bit of both. I guess it depends on the situation. Yeah, it just depends on the situation because, like, if I'm paying attention to what's going on around me, um, I'll probably be like, you know what? Look, this joint crowded. Uh, let me begin the line, or whatever the case may be,
Right.
and I'm not going to know how it trickles on because I'm gonna do my thing. Like, hey, take care of the person behind me and just roll out.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not going to know. Um, but as far as being a trailblazer, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the situation. It really does because the way I look at it when it comes to that being in the line or being a trailblazer, um, I personally am not going to be concerned with what happens after me.
Right.
Um, I'm gonna do my thing and take care of that next person, and I'm gonna go about my business. Now, if they happen to notice that I paid for their thing and they thank me, you welcome. Hey, have a great day. And maybe it'll trailblaze from there because they like somebody behind them. Oh wow, he paid for that. Blah blah. So it just depends. It depends on the situation.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Um, I will be honest though, it's been a while since I actually started something like that.
Hmm.
Just to be honest about it. But after this conversation, I probably will do it here the next couple of days
Mm.
for sure.
Right.
Just because it's that time of the
Hmm.
season, this type of cat I am.
Right. 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 So would you be the one to end the line? Meaning, all right, you see all that going on up there, and it come back to you, and you be like, "Nah, I ain't. I'm not doing it." If so, why?
Um, I've never been that type. Honestly,
Mm,
again, if someone's kind enough to do that for me, I feel like, okay, so you just put me in that energy right now. So if you put me in that energy, let me put somebody else in that energy. But I've never been the type to cut it off because I feel like if you cut it off, you actually stop that positive energy from going out. I'd rather be a part of it than
yeah.
to be the end of it.
Hmm.
So,
Right. Right. Um, I kind of look at it like this. I might end the line if I ain't got it at that time. Um, the one thing I'm not going to do is put myself in a position just for the sake of taking care of somebody else.
hmm,
And I say this all the time, and it doesn't matter what it applies to. You can't take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. So
true that.
if I have it, if I'm consciously thinking about it, and I see it trickling down, let's say the first five people in front of me do it, and I'm paying attention, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that too. Um, but it was a time when I was ending the line. I'm like, I ain't doing that. I ain't paying for no stranger stuff. There was a time when I was like that because I didn't have that pay it forward mindset. It was like,
Right.
and I was like, this is a fad. It's a gimmick, and it's like, all right, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
it happens. I I don't think I ever been in a situation where I was, partaking in something like that and not
Mm-hmm.
have those funds on me. So I guess I'm
Right.
fortunate enough in that
Mm-hmm.
regards. Um, that I was always able to, continue the line or to pay it forward, as they say. Here's my thing, right? When it comes down to this, and I know this is kind of like off the subject a little bit, but I feel like when you are in that energy or that spirit of giving, um, whatever happens with that energy, meaning whoever you give it to, or whoever food, or whatever you do to help someone else out, that energy itself will always live on. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know. The person I just paid for could be an asshole. I don't know. He could be a jerk.
True.
But
Could be.
it's not for me to decide if that person, is one of those things. It's for me to put
Mm-hmm.
the energy out and let the energy do what it does.
Right.
So that's why I always enjoy,
Yeah.
giving or trying to look out for the next person.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Totally agree with you on that. Yeah, you just can't worry about somebody else's energy when it comes to something like that because they just might not be that type of person, and
Right.
if they're not that type of person, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah, man, it's the King and I Life podcast. We are talking about paying it forward. Definitely check us out on whatever podcast platform that you subscribe to. Hit us up on all that social media. Sunsolex, what you got for them?
Yes, yes. Just to remind you guys, next year in October, we do have the Purple Gala going down,
Yes,
and the King and I Life
yes,
podcast crew will be in the building. So again, we're just
yes. We will.
shouting that out, making sure you guys don't forget about that, because we would love for you all to join us in the place to be. But
Yeah, I already got hit in the head about from people talking about make sure you give us the details when they come up. I'm like, all right, I got you.
for sure. But other than that, once again, you guys can reach out to us at KINGANDEYE369 at gmail.com. We love to hear from you guys. Um, Again, any topic ideas you have, if you want to come and be a guest on a podcast, we would love to have you. So, again, we just thank you guys for everything that you do for us.
True that. And we shall return.
For sure.